If you are a greater Bostonian, you live in one of the most interesting cities in the world, filled with some of the most interesting people.
A person of interest could be anyone. The person need not be among the rich and famous, although being rich and famous does not exclude someone from this title. A person of interest is someone, anyone, with an interesting story.
In each episode, we will interview a person whose life has had its dramas. It could be you. You are probably an interesting person. You have undoubtedly had a life filled with dramatic moments, both big and small.
If you would like us to interview you, please contact us. If not, please listen to your neighbors, friends, and community members that we interview and be inspired by the wonders of their life stories. And now, for our episode. Haticha Eisenberg is an immigrant from Turkmenistan. She met her husband Nath when he was a Peace Corps worker, and she was a teacher. She had had a previous failed relationship and marriage and had a daughter, Monica, but was ready for a new relationship. This is her story. Thank you so much for coming here today, Haticha, and sharing your story with us.
It's my pleasure to share my life.
Could you tell us a little about what life is like in Turkmenistan?
I live with my parents in a big house. They are mostly one story. They're not like two stories. And we had lots of bedrooms and living room, garage, and kitchen. We had 2 kitchens because we love cooking with all sisters and mother, everybody together. So we had 2 rooms, big rooms for kitchen. So we used to work one place and cook another room. And I still miss that because we used to sit and chat, cook, and then all together eat. And one tradition my dad had that we cannot talk or watch TV while we eat. So when I came to America, everybody talks, they watch TV. And I was like, oh, that's rude. I didn't know that was culture.
When your sisters and brothers got married, did they continue living in that big house all together?
Usually girls marry and they leave the house. And if my brother married, he would stay 1 or 2 months and then they will get the house. My father actually bought house for them and they moved. But in our tradition, the youngest son stays with their parents and they will take care of them in their old age.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters, which I miss them a lot. We were very close. I was one of the babies from my family because I'm the 8th. So we were very close with 4 of us because very close age. The other brothers and sisters, they took care of us like our parents. And I do miss them a lot, close and supportive each other. And we celebrated every single birthdays together and we helped each other.
Do any of your other siblings live abroad, or are you the only one who left Turkmenistan?
One of my youngest sister in Turkey now. And I can communicate with her through Facebook and the Messenger. But I have never talked to her yet on the phone. I used to use app. Now in Turkmenistan, they blocked that app. I can't talk my siblings or my sister from Turkey now. So Nathan tried to help me, my husband. And first they didn't know that was his number. They allowed me to talk for 1 minute and they found out the phone call was coming from America and they blocked again.
Can you use email with your family?
No, they don't allow emails or use Facebook. It is very hard. I can only call home phone, but they give me 30 seconds and then you can hear someone is listening and they just cut us. Or they record our messages, like our voices. Like I say, hi, Mom, how are you doing? And she talks and they play back to me. So they can't hear me, I can hear them. So I have to call back. It will take me like 3 hours, 4 hours just to hear the, hi, how are you doing? That's it.
Well, it sounds like it's a very oppressive government if they won't even let you talk to your family.
Yeah, they are not happy because I was honored teacher there. In 2005, I came to America teaching Excellence Awards program I won. Actually, Nathan was in Turkmenistan with Peace Corps on that time. So I did a contract, and 2 years contract. They told me that I cannot leave the country. I have to teach all teachers in Turkmenistan. And I did that. I traveled all cities of Turkmenistan, and they didn't even pay me. They didn't reimburse money. I paid myself for the hotels. I paid for my food, staying, everything. I did that, and then the government signed off. Then 2007, August 5th, I left the country. We went to Moscow. We stayed in Moscow 2 weeks for fiancé visa. So we got the fiancé visa. Then we came here August 18th, 2007. And then we married August 24th, 2007. It was so fast. It's almost 11, 12 hours difference from Turkmenistan here. We were exhausted, but Nate, because fiancé visa gives you 90 days, you have to marry. So he was anxious. I have to marry you fast because otherwise they will deport you. So we had like no time. We were still exhausted, but we married in Newton City Hall fast. And we had just, his family came, and we were in a Thai restaurant. We celebrated, and that was it.
You had to go to Moscow. You couldn't come straight to the U.S.?
I could not tell them the truth that I'm leaving to America because they have KGBs, and they say they are Democratic Party, but actually not. And also, I'm Uzbek. I'm not Turkmen. So they never gave me higher job, even though I worked so hard and I was honored teacher. Still, they didn't give me like principal jobs. So after first president died, which is eternal president, they called him. He called himself. He's eternal. But after he died, another guy, he just looks like him. You cut one apple in 2 pieces. He's like this. He looks like him. And everybody thinks that maybe he's son that we didn't know. Anyway, so he said, okay, I don't care about the nationality. Now I need smarter people to sit on the chair and run schools. So then they offered me 2007, the same job I was applying for like 3 years. I wanted to be a principal in English German school, huge school. So they were saying that, no, you are Uzbek. They put cross on my application every time. You are Uzbek, you can't be. You have to be Turkmen. So this guy, new guy, said, I don't care. Don't look the nationality. So they offered the same job, but it was too late. I had all planned that I'm coming here, marrying Nathan, starting my life all over here. So I couldn't tell them that I'm leaving. I told them I'm going for vacation. I did my all duty. I taught all teachers what I have learned from America. So I'm going to Moscow, taking my daughter with me just for vacation, because that was what I should be saying. If I say the truth, I would never leave Turkmenistan. They wouldn't allow me.
So they won't give exit visas to citizens?
Right now, they don't. They are very strict. Right now, they are very strict. I think in best time I left the country because one president died and the other president just started his job. On that time, everything was like he couldn't control yet everything. On that time, I left. I was so lucky I left on that time. Otherwise, I don't even imagine to be here.
I think you wanted to go back to Turkmenistan at some point to see your mom and dad, but you were advised not to because they would keep you there.
Yes, that's true. One of the Peace Corps volunteer became a lawyer. So I talked to my friend. He's a lawyer. He worked in that all Eastern countries. So I talked to him, is it safe to go back? Because my mom was 2014 sick. really sick. Through the phone, actually, I helped her with her condition, and I was in nursing still on that time, 2014. So I told my sister, they put her on all wrong diet. She had the liver failing because from dentist she got hepatitis. The dentist gave this a tool to my mom, hepatitis, and she didn't know. So her liver was failing. So they put her all diets that will kill her. My sister took her out from the hospital, and I dictated every medication, and I helped from Moscow, from Turkey. My friends sent medication to my mom, and my mom is, thank God, she didn't die. My dad they built graveyards because the doctors were saying she's gonna die by November. And November in Turkmenistan, we are in the north part, very cold. You can't dig the ground. So my dad and my youngest brother knew. Nobody knew in the family. They did graveyard ready. And my parents came. I told them, don't tell you are coming for medical reason to Turkey to get treated for your liver, and dad will be treated for eyes, glaucoma. So they came. We helped them to come out from Turkmenistan. I met in Istanbul, my best friend Beyza. She's Turkish. I helped her in Masbey. I met her. I helped her here. So her parents helped us. So we met them there. It was so emotional. 8 years I didn't see them, and they looked older. They looked thinner, and I was kind of blaming myself because I was a caretaker. And I said, oh, I left them, and look what happened to them. But we were just crying. My cure is you, my mom said. So we slept 5 days together, hugging each other. So she was missing me. So also, I think because of the diet changing and medication changing and seeing each other helped her. She's much healthier now. And my dad we did check his eye. My dad is much healthier, and they are much happier. But one thing, she gave me her ring that my dad gave one of his. They had anniversary, so that ring, she gave it to me, and she said, when you miss us, just kiss this ring and remember. And she wanted to give her earrings. I said, Mom, don't give me. This is not the last time. You give the earrings next time we meet. So she cried, I cried. It was like emotional, but she said, I don't know, maybe this is the last time. I said, no, don't say that. But now the government knows, because I wasn't so smart. I posted some pictures after we came back to US, and they were in Turkmenistan safe, and they went through my students' account and saw the pictures and gave hard time for my parents. And now they can't leave.
How are women treated in Turkmenistan?
That's why I couldn't be a doctor. They don't allow to go to the long school, like medical school. Women can be teachers only. They can be like caretakers. They don't allow them to be, sometimes people go to engineering, very rare. And they treat them like, oh, you marry, you will have kids, you will sit home, and you will be a home mom. You have to clean, cook, and that's your chore, and husband has to work. Nowadays, it's a little changing. I heard that people are going more educational. They are working, and some of the husbands actually staying home, taking care of kids. It's a little bit changing, but still in the tradition, my first marriage was arrangement marriage. I worked with a woman, and she always said, oh, you are a fire. I want to marry to my son. I love you, your energy. I always said, I don't know your son. So I was actually working with Peace Corps volunteers in the capital. I came home after 10 days. They already engaged me, because in our tradition, if they bring fresh bread, my dad breaks it, I'm engaged, whoever. It's very easy. So they did it because she lied to my mom, said that 2 sisters died from myoma. and she will die too in October. So she has to marry her son. So my mom believed her. That's why they did fast. I came home Sunday, Friday, and Saturday. I had my wedding. I didn't even meet this guy. First time in my life I saw, and you have to be a virgin for that. So my mom said, I said, cancel, Mom. They lied to you. I don't know this guy. So my mom said, if I cancel now, no one will marry you because this woman has a big mouth. She will go and talk, say that you went to university and you are educated woman, you lost your virginity and no one will marry you. I married and then we found out he was a heroin addict. So it wasn't lasted long, but I'm happy that I have Monica. At that time when we found out I was pregnant, my mom was scared. She wanted to do abortion. She was thinking that I will have a disabled baby because heroin was new there. 2000 was really new drug. So everybody was scared. What is this drug? They don't know what it does to you. So my mom was like, let's do abortion. But baby was too big. And I was waiting in the appointment. I felt first movement of, and I fell in love with my baby. I said, Mom, I don't want to do this. She said, no, if you have disabled child, I will not help you. That was what she said. I said, okay, I will take care of this child. Thank God she's beautiful, intelligent, caring, and I'm so happy we didn't do abortion.
Is it your experience that men respect women in Turkmenistan?
From my experience, my first marriage, he tried not to respect. He thought, I'm a man, even though he didn't bring anything to home. I worked hard. I'm a man, you are a woman. You need to cook, you need to clean. And I sat down with him and I told him, I said, if you want to live with me, I am bringing money. I'm bringing bread to the table. So you need to step up, clean, and cook for me. I can't do this. Two things. I work 72 hours at school and I do tutoring at home. And this is too much. Or I said, you go bring this money and you can control me. You can't control me. So I kind of helped him to adapt. He used to clean. He used to cook. Not great, but he used to cook. And then we lived with my brother after Monica was born. And because I didn't want to stay at his mother's house. His brother was drug addict and his sister's husband was drug addict. Everybody came and they tried to attack my stuff selling for heroin, exchanging. So I said, I can't live there. So I came to my parents' house and my mom said, your brother's house is empty. He was in Russia on that time. You can stay there. So I stayed and my brother arrived. Actually, my brother helped him to cook, taught him to cook because my mom and dad taught all my siblings. They didn't say, this is girl, this is boy. My mom made them to iron clothes, cook, everybody knew. So that's why he taught him. But he started doing again drugs.
Is he alive today?
If in Turkmenistan, if you heard Turkmenistan is #1 country, there is no smoking, cigarettes. So no drugs, no cigarettes, and they are very strict. It's a law now. If someone smokes, they take to the jail. They can't smoke cigarette even. So these all drug addicts, most of them, if they were injecting, they died, overdosing. But he wasn't injecting. He was smoking. So now he became alcoholic. Interestingly, he didn't do legal. I think president likes to drink, we think, because he did everything else legal. You can't smoke, you can't have drugs, anything like that, except alcohol. That's why they're alcoholic now, all these former heroin addicts. So alcoholics, and he's still alive, and he married another former, I heard from my sister, former heroin addict who became alcoholic, so they drink together.
Were there supermarkets in Turkmenistan or just little tiny food stores that individuals sold different products in?
It's a big market. We have small store that with everything. They have from clothes to food. We have stores, but they are more expensive in weekdays if you want to go. But Thursday is a big market day, and Sunday is a big market day. So for 2 days, that's why the rice dish pilaf, we call palav, that's a big day, like a market day dish. And also if you are coming as a guest and we don't know you are coming, you just knock the door and came in. If I was cooking soup, I put the pot somewhere else and I start cooking pilaf, because it's like as a showing hospitality to the guest, and we cook pilaf. So that's 2 days we usually cook pilaf, rice dish, other days the other food. But these 2 days we go and do bulk of grocery on that days. All villagers bring fresh vegetables and fresh meat. Other market is like big field, and people just sit there and they sell their goods. People like they made their own goods. But the weekdays, people from city, they buy their spot, the table, and then they buy from the villagers and they sell.
What was the school like that you taught in?
A first grader would be the whole, for example, 30 students, they graduate high school together. They don't go to other classes. They stay together. So in a sense, you became best friends or you became enemies, because you are always together like a family. You stay in one classroom 10 years.
How do you think people from Turkmenistan differ from people from the U.S.?
A lot. First, their culture. I miss a lot. Even though I worked 72, 78 hours, I still had time to enjoy my friends, hang out with my friends. But in America, we just run, run, run. I don't know what is making it, because we don't have much time for socializing. We don't have much time, spend time with the family, because I don't know, our schedule set up like that, or this pace, working pace. I don't understand that, because I try to bring that culture back. I cook food and invite my friends, and I put music. We eat and dance and have fun. Here we like everybody is busy. Everybody is busy. I don't see my neighbor. For example, I leave 5:30 home. I don't see my neighbor, and I come back from work late if I'm a late nurse. So I don't see my even neighbors. In Turkmenistan, neighbors always come together in the evening. They call, hey, come here, we'll have a tea. And they sit down and they chat, have tea, or they bring, oh, I cooked this food and I cooked this food, and they sit and eat together. It's like totally different. Even the weddings are different. They do potlucks. Here is totally different. Everybody has their gender. Everybody has their own plans. First time Monica was little, I asked Nathan's grandparents, grandfather and grandmother, Nana and Zaidi, to watch Monica. And they told me, it was shocking for me. They told me I have to tell them a month ahead, because they are planned already for a month. So I didn't understand. This is your granddaughter. Can you take care of her, So I didn't understand, because I came from different culture. We can just ask my mom, and my mom says, okay, leave her. But here everybody has their own life. They have own schedule. So I have learned that I have to tell ahead of time, not the last minute. If they want to take care of, they love her, they want to take care of her, but they had concert already scheduled. First, I was like kind of upset, because I said, why they don't want to spend time with a grandchild? But I'm understanding more. I'm adapting more traditions and cultures.
So who are the happier people, Americans or Turkmeni people?
I think Turkmen people are happy because they find the time, even though some of them they don't have jobs, right? They are doing something little job, and they take, because I think care is the most thing. They care each other, share and care. Sharing is caring. They share. For example, if I have a pot of pilaf, I share that with the people who doesn't have. We sit down, we giggle, we talk, laugh together and make them happy. But in America, most people, they have everything. If you look point of view mine, you look at them, they have house, they have car, they have everything, Still they are not happy. Still I think they want more. In Turkmenistan, Peace Corps volunteers came. Everybody wants to invite them to their house. Everybody wants to feed them. It's like everybody was like, "Oh, today come to my house." It's everybody open their doors. Come in. They start with the tea first, and then they start course of food coming. They cook and bring and they share. That's what I do. I still keep that tradition. I cook food and I share.
Why do you think Americans don't seem to be happy?
They find complaints. So I usually bring to work, I say, every time I say good morning everybody, I smile. My patients loves me. I always smile. I wanna, because make patients also comfortable. They are coming anxious to surgery. Anybody gets anxious if you are going to surgery. So I ask them question and they tell me I'm anxious, and I hold their hand and I'll say, if you are not anxious, I would be worried, because it's normal. So talking, smiling, like touch therapy, I think helps. So a lot of patients are happier and they recover faster after the surgery. We used to celebrate life. It shouldn't be like birthday. It shouldn't be every day is celebration. You are alive and we are happy, healthy. I said I want to bring that, and I will never give up that tradition.
We want to thank you so much for coming here and for sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have been listening to Serendipity's Person of Interest, produced and directed by Tonette Terhar and Barbara John. If you have an interesting story and would like to participate in this podcast or have any helpful suggestion, email us at barbaraj.massed@gmail.com. barbaraj.massed@gmail.com. We would very much like to thank our guests and the staff at New TV, who are always more than helpful. So until our next episode, we will say goodbye. Thank you for listening.